welcome back to the HGC. Today is Shocking Saturday, as the Monkeys are up 2-0 over Method. That's right, let's repeat that. Monkeys are up, winning 2-0 over Team Method. Shocking.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
I'm still, 6 minutes afterwards, confused. They are delivering. Sure, there's some issues on Method's side. We've seen a couple mistakes here and there. But on the left, Monkeys are just delivering. That Genji game, that Blaze mixed with Genji, shut down Kirsten so much in that series.
You should have seen Tim during this game, like the entire time. Takes his glasses off, just looks at his like, no, it's still the same score. Like, this is weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's not you.
Let's go to game 3 and see if the Monkeys can close this out, or if Method, after that break, can chillax, relax a little bit, come back and see if they can bring this series to a victory, because the Monkeys are knocking on their door. We're going to Battlefield of Eternity. Monkeys with the pick, Method will take first.
Monkeys going for a classic here. You have another map choice. You go to the map where you haven't won a single game all season. 0-4. But again, it seems that all of this doesn't matter today, so go for it.
I mean, they've had 4 map wins before coming in today's series? 5. So they have a total of 7 now.
They are now on the same number of wins that Roll20 has.
All right. Monkeys are doing it here. So BOE. Hanzo's the name of the game. I don't think we're going to get another Genji. Once again, Make looked like he was ready to burst the seams being able to play that hero once again. He went on a warpath.
But again, you're looking at a ban on Maiev that has been adapted to. Now we might see that Genji ban again.
Yeah.
Very different map though, too, because one hero that hasn't made an appearance yet could be chosen here. Hammer. I mean, we've seen some Hammer time with Murden, but that was about it. So the Sergeant not making an appearance yet is odd to say the least, considering how dominant she's been lately.
If we got it from anyone, I think it'd be Method. I just don't think Hammer's a Monkey playstyle, right? They want to be in your face.
They played Hammer.
But do they win with Hammer? That's the question, Caldor.
That's a trick question. They usually don't win with anything.
I'll play it out. Skilled. Medivh, Garrosh, Maiev. Banned on out for our teams. And how about there will be the ban for the Monkeys once again.
This was one of the maps where Method excelled. But it was strong. They're currently sitting at 4 wins and 3 losses. They chose the map 5 times. Monkeys are still not afraid to bring them here.
I do enjoy their style of BOE. Whenever they do get the lead, they're willing to commit all 5 members to pushing out a lane unless they're running a global cap composition, or they'll have an Immortal push one lane and they'll complete switch it up and go to the other side. But Monkeys are content with the Genji train as they go straight back towards him for the second pick with Deckard Cain providing the heals.
The map is still a bit weird to me. It's not too crazy, but I would have expected something like Infernal Shrines, where Monkeys were not looking too bad, where Method struggles a little bit more, because this is normally a map that I see Method pick. Method picked this map 5 times. But okay, I mean, I'm ready for it. Also, if you pick the map, obviously your second pick position, so this time they find themselves in the first pick, which changes the draft slightly. Deckard and Genji were a great rotation, I think, but I personally would have loved for them to go into a Deckard Diablo setup, because now you're dealing with Diablo on the side of Method again, and you have a Urel to boot with that. So, not 100% certain if I like that, but that brings me to the next question. Malthael? Tychus? Anything to burn these 2 down? Are we going to dabble in that over Blaze? Is that going to be a thing?
We did get a little Tychus yesterday from Team Liquid. It's great to see him pulled out.
I'm not really sold on the Tychus, though.
You want the Malthael, man. You've mentioned it 3 times today.
That's actually the second time I mentioned it, yeah.
3 times.
The problem is I don't want Malthael over Blaze, so if anything, then in come kind of triple melee setup, but it's odd. Now Murden gets banned out, which leaves you with Johanna. There's still a Nuburak, which they like to play, but you don't have a Urel to give him the extra armor and offset some of the weaknesses in terms of survivability. It's a bit tricky. That early Genji priority definitely allowed Method to take a lot of power picks. Blaze and Junkrat again. Junkrat for the 3rd time in a row.
Yeah. Really enjoying the Junkrat today. It's worked out for them. They've got a couple of great picks, especially in their early game before 10.
Yeah.
Usually when they find that 1 or 2 picks, and that's where they get the ability to kind of snowball the map.
So are we going to see Phoenix now again? Hanzo and ADRD. Phoenix could be played once more for Nick.
Is Rainer an option? Something with a little bit more durability? Genji
Sure.
is annoying to deal with. It's going to be White Man and Li Ming.
Okay. I like Method.
Yeah. I mean, you get Hanzo and BOE. Typically, I'm going to look at you. With that being said, Genji against Hanzo.
Yeah, but again, for that, they gave up a lot for that Genji. So Make has to really deliver. He can. And I don't like that at all.
Not feeling the bug?
No, I don't think it's impossible to make it work. And they have also Blaze who can help out. But I am not overly impressed with the Nubarak plays that we've seen in the past from Remaballer. And I liked it way more when you have Urel with it, because it offsets again some of the weaknesses that a Nubarak brings, and I think that makes the aggressive style that we often see from Remaballer a lot more viable if you have someone else that jumps in together with him. Blaze can try and do that, but he usually gets blocked on the jet propulsion whenever there's a target in the way. Bunker can also save a Nubarak. Again, it can absolutely work out. I love to see the Beetle because he usually promises that there's going to be a lot of aggression. And if you have Genji in that setup, the idea is obviously try and dive in, get everything, just concentrate on one target, and you're there. When we have Epic Center, then that's something where you get a lot more easier value. Yeah. But up to that point, I just see that fail miserably. If you miss the initial stun after the burrow charge, I can see that completely backfire. That's what I'm worried about. So that's why initially I was like leaning more towards let Genji drop into the next one, risk that he gets banned out as the third ban, but pick your tank a bit earlier, because then you have the choice between Muradin and Diablo that you can go for, and I like Rema on those two heroes here more than I liked his previous Nubarak performance. Then again, today is not a normal day, and we have seen all of them perform way better than they did in the recent weeks and months, so I would not be surprised if Remaballer nails every single engage right now and they just annihilate the backline.
I think your concerns are warranted when it comes to a Nubarak, but I will say I enjoy Dicker Kane mixed with a Nubarak because of Sapphire. Being able to set up those slow targets, allowing for him to get the full engage that he wants, makes it easier for him to be able to set up that CC train, and of course it gets better at level 10. Let's move into it. Game number 1, the Monkeys are up 2-0 and they are looking to close it out. Here they are on the left. Crosby playing Junkrat, Make on Genji, Rimmer on a Nubarak, Splendor on Deckard, and Alex Saproji on Blaze.
And to the right side of the map in red, we have a Team Method with ADRD on Hanzo, Benny on Diablo, team being 0-2 currently in series, Nico Liming, Zero on Urel, and Kirsten on White Mane.
So Method's composition, pretty well implied that they can do a decent amount of damage to that Immortal. Between Li Ming and Hanzo, they should be able to shred it. Which means we should be seeing some poking from Monkeys, but also some great stationary defense. The eventual dive that we're expecting from them too, with that Nubarak coming in.
Yeah, a Nubarak, the dive potential, it's not only a Nubarak with dive potential. The one thing that we have still to also talk about with that equation that they are forming there is Junkrat. And Junkrat's displacement has been used pretty well. And it always works extremely nicely when you're having someone to set up the stuns so that the concussion grenade can be properly placed. And that can happen through a Nubarak and also through Blaze. So if you get that knockback, then you can even try and burn that Benny down again simply because he's going to be so isolated on Diablo. We've seen that in a lot of team compositions. And that's definitely one of those problems that Method has to watch out for, where they have to realize, okay, if we end up in that spot, then there's a chance that a hero gets isolated.
What's curious to me is Crosby has been rotating between the top and the bottom lane to clear out these waves. Now he'll go ahead and rotate the top here to start working on this camp, but Method actually attempted to start rotating to catch him on the rotation or even move in for Blaze. Blaze spotted that movement from Method and was actually able to get out. Good play there by Alex Saproji, which means the Monkeys will be able to grab their first siege camp at the top before the Method does the same.
I'm still absolutely amazed still at how well Monkeys also play in that early game and then transitioning into that mid game. So I want to see now, did Method adjust in the way they approach this? They had a bit of a break, and we have seen over and over again how much of an impact those 5 minutes can really have when you don't go from game into game. And the teams are just sitting there saying, okay guys, let's talk about this real quickly. Everyone, take a breath. get a drink, like, I don't matter what, get a snack, but just like calm down for a moment. Let's talk about this rationally, get the emotions out of the way, and just approach the next game with a clean slate. And that's really what helped many teams turn things around. And that's something Method has to show now on the first map, because there is definitely a lot of tilt potential. If you are down against the Monkeys 0-2, and you already stated going into the series that even losing a single map against them would be something that you personally perceive as a problem and as a setback, then you know you're in a bad spot.
Nobody's immune to a mental state, so having a break from it being set up is usually something that can work out for you. We'll see if it's going to be paying off for Method. So far, holding their own when it comes to experience. Camps will begin, bruiser camps on both sides.
Because the thing is, like, you're not only questioning that one match. If your ambition is to go to BlizzCon and you're simply making that your mission statement, and then you all of a sudden realize that you struggle against one of the most inconsistent and underperforming teams in the league, then the question becomes really quickly, not only what's happening in this series against Monkeys, the question becomes, can we go to BlizzCon?
Yeah.
Are we strong enough? Is this just a fluke, or is this a problem?
He mentioned that in the interview. They're trying to find their new identity, their new niche. What are they exactly as a team? And if you're not getting victories, it starts to really kind of dwell on you. Monkeys come over and start setting up for defense while Method puts some damage on top of that Immortal, but Urel's already doing the same at the top. Diablo gets locked down. Bad Benny here. Those traps are something that he has to deal with because of Crosby. Here's a Sapphire.
Jumping in, trying to make the move here, but yeah, once again, Benny being healed here by Curson. And it's also with the drafting on the side of Method. I mean, ADRD bingo is being played all the time now, and it's made even easier by Tacita not really part of the meta anymore. These double support setups are very rare. Also, rare is the hit points on Ethereal. He gets locked down, and he is eliminated. And he might not be the only one. Curson is, again, very far out here. That's the double kill for the Monkeys as they go in and take two. Alex might fall as a counter kill, so Method at least gets the trade-off. But it's a halftime show in favor right now of Method, but not really for much longer because Monkeys are currently trying to claim the position again.
Yeah, Monkeys were showing that they were doing a 4-1 defense, having Genji put damage on the Immortal, so Method thought, okay, well, we have a 5v4, I can step up. And you had Ethereal step up with the Avenging Wrath, trying to zone out and hold the front line, but Monkeys switched it up on them and had Genji rotate down. They locked down Ethereal so he couldn't jump away, and they got the kill, and that's what netted those two pickups. So Monkeys surprising Method a bit there, but Method overall walk away with the Immortal.
They get the Immortal, they are slightly behind experience. It's not too much of a problem for either one of the teams now, but it shows again how much of kill potential and how much aggression we're seeing the Monkeys bring to the table today, where they really are not afraid to just flip the switch. And especially when someone like Diablo or Urel steps out a bit too far, they are collapsing very quickly today, which is something that I've really missed in the past few weeks.
Beta bar is picked up for a new back at 4 as we move into that level 7. I like this against multiple melees in the front line, and when you have both Diablo and Urel, you want to try and control them slightly. Bad Benny gets tossed underneath the 4. He's actually the focus of the tower shots right now, and he cannot move. Finally, the Immortal steps up, and he goes down to about half health.
Yeah, they're trying to burn him down, but they can't quite get it. Mark needs to be very careful with positioning right now. Bad Benny is looking for an angle at the wall. Doesn't find that. Benny is still low. Benny is actually going to die here.
Yep, there's a grenade. He was waiting for Jet Propulsion to come out, but Alex Approaches held it the entire time, so he got pinned into a corner. Monkeys able to find another kill. Make goes deep, trying to get some damage on Nick and ADRD. Needs to be careful, though, because Nick bites back in kind.
They're going in again, and here comes the root. And once more, the displacement through Crosby. Not enough damage, and Marke barely goes down. Nubara goes down. Marke is able to walk away from this. But yeah, Method turning that fight around again. Good job on their end. Oh my God! In the back, we see... that was actually a bit of a misstep here from Marke. Initially, he was moving behind the fort, was going for the TP, then he cancelled the Hearthstone, waited around a little bit longer, and then started it again, and that allowed the shot to come in. I don't even think that Hansel saw where he was. I think that was actually a random kill that he picked up. I might be wrong. Again, we don't have the vision to check here, but I am pretty certain that he was not even aiming for Genji. Genji was just a victim of his positioning.
So kills are even now.
To be honest, the funny part with that is, with the death timers being that low, it just puts Genji back to the Nexus, and he can now, with full HP, rejoin. So they didn't really lose anything, but of course it's still a little bit of a Monk-ass moment.
Yeah. We call that an advanced back.
Okay.
You get picked off, so you get the insta-heal, insta-mana. It's actually value for you.
Yeah, in the early game that kind of works.
9.5 though comes out from that because they do get that fort. So they're on their way to 10 first, which means Monkeys may need to find a way to force a fight. Rimmer gets spotted out by Bad Bunny, though, so he has to back up towards his team. Ethereal is primed and ready, though. He wants to jump on top of the monkeys here.
Maka is actually one of the players in particular that has been talking a lot about how he's not really too happy with where they are right now and how things were going, and that he himself puts a lot of practice also individually in Hero League, for example, just to hone his mechanics, make sure that he's not falling off there. And it's something that in this series he has been able to now show off with Genji multiple times. Granted, he sometimes overstepped the line and was punished for it, but that's always the risk that you have as a Genji player. You have to really walk that tightrope, and he's been doing that a lot. Method with a level 10 pickup now. This integrate against the Nuburak Cocoon has been picked up here too, but the monkeys actually don't have level 10, so you need to wait for a little bit more tickle experience, and there it is. Heroic abilities are in play. So now second Immortal is open season.
Bad Bunny finds Rimmer in the top left, but the Beta Barb / Impel comes out. Ethereal takes some damage, jumps away with the Avenging Wrath. Method's on defense duty here. Here comes the Riptire, the Sapphire connects.
Nice.
Arrow comes out afterwards, but misses.
Yeah, and Ardent Defender also didn't really get too much. And here comes the engage again as Rama Baller goes in. Lightning Breath immediately being used. Jet Propulsion against the backline. Curson stunned out. Cocoon is on the ground. Ethereal, they're locked down against Diablo. And they're going in again. Here's Genji. X goes in, and he's trying to get away with the deflect. Jumps out barely. Benny still alive. Goes over, tries to go for Rama Baller, and the escape of the Beetle as he charges away. An insane fight with not a single victim.
But Method is low on mana. They have to back up and tap. Meanwhile, the entire time, top lane's been pushing in, and it finally gets towards the wall, so that'll start to be broken down, and monkeys will tap themselves and start to play defense. Do they even have enough here to peel off and defend that? Ideally, you would take Junkrat, but then you risk the concern of Hanzo stepping up and clearing the Immortal. No, monkeys stay put. They want to fight. Yeah,
they definitely need to defend now. They don't want to lose another Immortal. And they're looking for Benny. They're trying to get the kill. One stun. Second one should come out. Lornado even in play. But that allows Benny to go to the top. More displacement through Junkrat. But they just can't take Diablo down. This guy has so many HP, and Whitemane with the constant heals here from the back is doing work. Method. 3 kills against 3, both teams on level 10. And the team is looking way stronger here in this third game. The break definitely did wonders for them.
The cap on the top keeps pushing up. But Bunker and Cocoon is available, but same thing for Method. They pop all their heroics. Here comes the Riptire from behind, going straight in for the engage. Pulls Diablo back in. That spell shift, though, continues to pay off. While Curson keeps giving heals to ADRD.
That's really the question that you have to ask at some point. Can they break through Bad Benny, or do they need to go for that backline? Talking backline, ADRD barely jumping out as Maka engages. He wanted to go for Hanzo, but ADRD sees it coming and moves away immediately. Everybody low on the side of Method, but can they go for the engage? Jet Propulsion is in. Here comes the ult on the side of Whitemane. Oh, again, what a battle here for that second Immortal.
I mean, this fight's been going on so long that Ardent Defender is actually back up from the first initial engage that we had. Bad Benny gets locked down into a scroll, but Make pays the price for it. Arrow's coming out.
The top camp is getting so much value. It finally got taken apart by the keep, but it went through the entire wall. And Method still wins the Immortal thanks to Hanzo. I mean, it was not only the poke against heroes, it was really also the insane amount of value that you got by poking randomly against the Immortal, trying to get the shots in with Li Ming. Now a camp attempt is so far successful, but Diablo moves in quickly, and that's another camp stolen away. Monkeys are starting to really lose their footing on the map.
A camp and an Immortal will be pushing in the bottom lane. This is Fort in the way, so Method has the opportunity to jump up in experience here. With Blaze soaking in the top lane, they know they have a 5v4. So Yrel comes in from behind. Ethereal goes straight in for Make, but he's able to dash on out. But this fort, it's done.
It's really a close call in a lot of these fights. Monkeys was so insanely close to getting kills against backline heroes or to blow Diablo apart, but with him having that soul shield on level 1 and also full soul stacks, it's really difficult to take Bad Benny down. It's just problematic to go past him and try to aim for anyone else. Yeah. Maka is trying occasionally when he perceives someone to be low enough so that he can make that play. But moving past Diablo is always a risk. If he turns around and pushes you farther into the team and then or stuns you into a wall, you are in trouble. And it's something that monkeys are trying to dodge. The defense at the keep should be successful, and then it's just a question of gathering experience so that you can fight on even talents again.
And not only that, Li Ming and ADRD have their opportunity escapes too if they need to get away from the fight. So even if you go past Diablo, suddenly how do you get back? The only main target you can really go for is Whitemane there.
Yeah.
He has that Aegis available, which of course provides her a hefty amount of armor. It is a issue that has to be figured out. It's actually a Divine Reckoning that comes out for Whitemane, but still, point stand, she drops it on the damage and gets the heals, she'll be fine.
Yeah, Lornado being used here, Bunker 2. not really too important because Genji is at the top lane pushing anyways. It's all about getting level 13. Those 2 cooldowns will be back in time. That's not going to be a problem for them. Top 4 actually falls is a good rotation from Genji. Method was staying at the bot lane because instead they were trying to go for a kill. If they get the kill at the bot lane, they can try and make the play for keep. So it was a good decision on there, and I mean it's a trade-off, of course. You're giving up the top, but you're hoping to get a lot of value down at the bottom. Didn't quite work out for them, but you can see the thought process there.
13 about to hit for the Monkeys, still in the game. First outer layer defense is done for them. No fort stand for them. They lost their keep wall on the bottom left, but keep is still there and it's healthy.
For Monkeys, this is the spot when you have now level 13 talent. So it's again another fight on even talents where you can say, okay guys, we have another immortal to fight. But this one they really need to win. If they don't win the immortal here, then they are going to lose a keep for sure. Unless the immortal has like 0 shields and they are able to kill 1-2 as the immortal is being picked up by Method, this is going to mean keep. So you need to make sure that this one has a lasting impact.
Li Ming being here to disintegrate just makes it so difficult for Monkeys to get the fight they want. Had Li Ming not been here, you could web her or web Diablo and then go fast a fight. Method runs the unit as 5. Alex and Prodigy keeping checks on them, dropping down the oil. Bad Benny threatening to engage, but doesn't really need to pull anything off again. He's trying to create space so Method can poke on the Immortal.
Now, the poke is already starting up here, and this is now where the Monkeys really need to find an opening. 3 kills versus 3, they found their kill so far, but how do they play this? Again, it's difficult to go past Diablo here. It's really one of these situations where oftentimes you see people say like, stop attacking the tank, but the problem is there's very little other targets that you can go for without exposing yourself very, very heavily to the displacement and knockback that exists on Method's side. So the positioning of Bad Benny is very aggressive because he knows he can get away with it, and he knows he has to be there to shield for the rest of the team.
Monkey's trying to rotate in. ADRD's taking the time to get some scatter arrows in. It's going to be a stun on Athero, though. He has the Ardent Defender in case he gets in trouble. There it is. Riptire comes out afterwards. Can they knock him back into the fight? Some damage. Maka goes in, gets an entire attack in. The X-Strike as well.
No way!
Athero, no! Too much of a peel. Here's the lightning breath. Here's the setup. Whitemane will fall, but Monkeys are bruised.
Whitemane is down, and yes, the Monkeys are low on HP. But again, Marke is really looking for these kills, and he's the only one that really has the mobility. Just Blaze can't follow it up. The jet propulsion is stopped by the first target he hits. The only other hero that could jump in with him is basically a Nuburak. Junkrat is not going to make that jump into the opponent's team. That's just not happening. So Genji really trying to find these kills, and he is so close every time. But Method expects, of course, that that dive is happening at some point, and they are waiting for him.
This is a chance, though, for Monkeys. They have a 10-second window where they had Genji over Whitemane. They need to force a fight.
Top Keep is suffering, though. Top Keep is really eating a lot of damage right now on the Monkey side, so it makes matters even worse for them. They need to do something here. It's going to be a 5 versus 5 again, and the defensive position is set up. 6 seconds, 5 now until we have Bunker back. This is tough. Method is fighting, though. They really want this now. They don't want to go down 0-3 here against the Monkey Menagerie.
No, they would do not. Make on the front takes an orb from Nick. He's trying to protect against some of that damage going on top of the Immortal. Rimmer is trying to find the opportunity. Half a level 4 Method, and they'll get to 16, and they can force the issue themselves. Monkey's posturing and trying to find a moment, but nothing shows. Bad Benny and Athero are playing so well and controlling that front line and giving vision to their teammates.
Potions everywhere. It's a 2-for-1 sale on the Decker at Walmart here today. He's just throwing them out here. 3 for the price of 2. Potions all around. Here comes the first flip over. Benny locked down right away. Bit of extra free damage against him. Poke, poke, poke. The name of the game. Big wave amassing in the bot lane for Method. Could be a problem if the Monkeys don't pull the trigger.
Tornado pulls Diablo in. They're trying to get him straight into this Immortal, trying to find the angle.
Great Tornado.
There's a stun afterwards. But still, Diablo stands firm.
Diablo stands firm for now, but for how much longer? They really want him, and they might actually get him. They go for him again. Here comes the lightning breath. He's trying to stay alive, and finally he falls. Souls are gone, but Genji dies too, and that's a trade-off you take any day. Diablo back, a 5 versus 4. And Marker always close, but always falling.
With no ability to kill a target, Monkeys come over and put some damage on the Immortal, trying to close that gap that Method has earned in their race. But with Diablo back, they have a total of 5. They get the Immortal, and this will be the next one. And the keeps are weak. Remember, Monkeys didn't have the opportunity. They didn't have anyone that could peel off and soak.
This should seriously be game. Game in the sense that Method has an opportunity to take not only one keep, they have an opportunity here to take both keeps. And once that's the case, they will dominate this even more, because in every single fight we're going to see Monkeys on a timer. This is a moment where you can make the game-deciding move. You might even be able to go for core if you find a kill, but even if you don't go for core, you can go for a double keep here. And that would set the Monkeys back a lot. Not only in experience, but also on the map in mechanics.
There is one element that Method has to be aware of. The souls are low for Diablo, only sitting at 28, so Monkeys can try to kill him, and that's been their main focus this entire game, is that Lord NATO positioning. Bad Benny plays safer because of it. Ethereal is the one that leads the charge instead, but Nubrak will be the one that goes engaged upon. Rimmer turns around, drops the MPL. Here's that Lord NATO.
There's no 16. All right, here comes the damage. Very unlikely that that core move is going to happen with that Immortal already being this low. I would like them to rotate down and try and get that second keep. Marke is actually low and is forced into the X-Strike. ADRD tries to kill him, doesn't get him.
But he created a lot of time. With ADRD and Nick chasing him, the Immortal was dealt with, and now the Monkeys have a defense. They're looking for Ethereal, who gets knocked back into the fight after the Ardent Defender. He jumps in on top of Splendor, but he will fall.
And they get more, though. That can't be enough. They need more than only that. And
they still have web.
Here comes the stun. The arrow came through, by the way, but it didn't do enough. It only stopped Splendor for a little bit, and that should be the end of Curson. Whitemane is going to fall here. Method only gets a keep. They don't get both. They don't get both of the keeps, and with those kills, the Monkeys are starting to get experience back. Still salvageable. Still a salvageable situation from the Monkeys' perspective. From Method, a bit disappointing that they only got the keep. They were hoping to go for core here, and they were trying to make the engage with Diablo and Urel, but they could not get the kill.
Monkeys are moving in. They have a 15-second window before Ethereal is back online. Also, Whitemane, 30 seconds. Trying to get Elise's keep wall, but they get hesitant. I mean, can't pushing the top, can't do too much.
What they were trying to do is take the camp away, but that was already grabbed by Method, so the timing didn't quite work out. Method did this really well, and now, of course, it's a defense question. You have to try and defend here, try and go at least through the bot lane, take the fort. It's experience that you're looking for if you're the Monkeys. You want to make sure that you are taking camps on the map, and then you take experience so that your opponent doesn't have a big window towards level 20, which is very unlikely to happen anyways, because we're already having the next Immortal spawn in another 15 seconds. So that means that we are going to see another battle on even talents and even levels even maybe.
Can the Monkeys do this? Can they hold on?
I mean, they need to take the camp and time that so that the bot lane doesn't push in against them. And that should work out. The top lane looks okay for now. But yeah, this is... I mean, they're still holding on, and they're playing better than ever. There's 2-0 lead. They want to have a 3-0 here even. But Method, they are really pushed to the limit here.
All right. Bow team set up. Looking for the Immortal damage. Poke already coming out. The Monkeys are currently losing as a decent amount of damage has popped out from Method.
Hanzo Liming just so strong with the poke here, and they're trying to play the macro game, pushing out the waves, pushing out the camps, but Monkeys attempting to set up.
Method also pushes out that night camp on the bottom so they can put their full attention on the Monkeys. Monkeys do a little damage.
Genji is going to look for that engagement in the backline again, but here's Diablo. Benny taking position, but he doesn't have enough souls. 61 for him.
Bad Benny moving on the side. Make is the focus. He dashes away.
Yeah, close call. That was really just in the last second before the combo hits.
Watching Rimmer here on the right side. Ethereal jumps in, a little bit of damage, backs up, see you can bait Monkeys into a fight.
And the Monkeys are looking for that engagement. They're looking for that backline opportunity.
But ADRD, Curson, and Nick so safe playing in the back.
Yeah, especially Curson. He's so far back with Whitemane right now. Learned the lesson from the Deckard Kane games, especially on Volskaya.
I mean, he has to be. Wants to be safe, wants to make sure that if he has to, he can pop out the heroic in case of a clutch moment coming out for the Monkeys.
Yeah, nobody flipping the trigger yet, and Monkeys are getting poked down with Liming and Hanzo on the side of Method. That's just too much poke, but here comes the move.
They gotta pull the trigger. I mean, top lane, the Catapult's starting to group up. Monkeys move in, the Immortal phase completely in favor of Method.
And they can't lose another Immortal. This is the one that really matters. At some point, they're going to be forced to go in.
Will it be engaged by Rimmer? Will it be Alex the Prodigy? Who starts this fight? Nick on the side. Ooh. A little bit too close there for my comfort.
Yeah, Ethereum needs to be very cautious. If he gets trapped by Deckard Cain and his seal, then he is in trouble. Ardent Defender or no, if they can bait the cooldown out once, he's definitely a lot more vulnerable.
Now, while Method may have their eye on Rimmer and Oxyproji, they also have to watch out for Crosby, as displayed there. He can knock anyone into an Immortal phase. If they can find a stun lock with an Immortal stun, that's a kill.
And top lane is starting to become a problem too. There's a huge wave massing up, and I mean, the first one is going to be defeated eventually by the minions, but that's still a bunch of catapults 22 minutes into the game that is going to do damage to the core itself.
Monkeys just can't find the angle. Bad Benny in the front the entire time. The arrows from Hanzo flying away.
And the core is starting to lose shields. The wave comes through, so that's fine. It's going to push that out. But still, Monkeys need to be cautious. Here's the move. They're going for it. Reptile is there, and they're going into that backline. Deflect is being used by Genji. Marker with the X-Strike goes in, moves out, and they just integrate, trying to take him apart. The heals are coming out of Splendor, is keeping him alive, but at the same time, Alex is looking for the re-engage. Cool on the ground. Rema Baller attempting to escape and gets away, as we're seeing the Root locking Benny into place. No chance for him to follow up on Alex.
There's too many potions here, but at the same time, the core continues to fall. It went down to 37%, now down to 26%. Method is just keeping them here locked into the fight. Make can't do much. 15% on the core. Blaze did go back. Did he save it? Nope! Method, with the aid of catapults, are able to come back in this series. It's 2-1, but they're alive.
Keep them in the middle, let them fight, and use the advantage through the keep destroyed at the top lane. Super important. A loss-loss situation for the Monkeys. They have a really bad choice. They have only bad choices. Either they go back and defend the core, but if they do, as soon as a hero shows defending the catapults, Method is going to make the move, is going to go for the Immortal, and when you lose the Immortal that late in the game, where your keep is already in half HP, you will lose the game. The other choice is try and fight in the middle, try and find that kill, try and somehow defeat them, but accept that you will suffer damage at the core. And then Method keeps them in the middle long enough for the minions, the Winions to end the game there. It's Method coming back in this, but that was still not an easy game by any means for Method, and considering what we expected coming in here today, every single game of this series so far was a lot more difficult for Method than expected, and they are still behind.
If we had Method win today with a 3-0 and we had games like that every single game, I would have been a happy camper from the Monkeys.
Yes.
That's the type of series that I want to see from them where they're competitive. Again, some of you may be wondering, why didn't we have a new Brack try to force the issue, drop a Cocoon down? With Li Ming constantly being in the back, Nick was playing so safe and ready to drop down that Disintegrate in a moment to make sure that the Monkeys could not get the engage they want. That was a difficult task to pull off, and you saw why Method was able to earn the victory. They just never broke. They always backed up, played the slow game, and having that patience earned them a victory on this map.
I'm still in that weird place where I'm questioning, was Genji with such a high priority worth it? I think that Maka plays great on Genji. I feel he's put in a very weird spot where it's a difficult game for him to play, and we saw him die several times when he makes these big engages, but he's also every single time so close to getting the kill or getting the kill and survive. So it's not like he messed this up, he's just looking for it. I mean, there's a few mistakes that he's forced into, no denying that. The question for me is still, A, if they let Genji slide past and they take instead a tank in that rotation, is Genji actually going to be banned out by Method? That's question number one. And then, if Genji is banned out, don't they have another hero that they can put him on where he can still have the impact? Because I come back to the Nubarak and I would have loved to see Rema Baller on Murden or on Diablo. If he's on one of the two heroes, I think he would have had more of an impact, and he also could have soaked a lot more of these random shots that came in the poke battle in the middle. But Method played it really well. They had a much better draft right now. There were a couple of moments of weaknesses that got exploited, but they had a very calm playstyle once they established an advantage, and I think going into the series, that was their mindset from the get-go. Establish an advantage early on, and then play an experience game against the Monkeys where you don't give them an edge. The break helped, but it's still way closer than I expected, even in that one single game, not even looking at the entire series.
I mean, they still have to get through 2 more games. Method does if they want to earn a victory here. So let's go to game number